exceedingly, abundantly, far above all I could ask or think, believe. Yes, I believe. You say,
I believe that you are able to do exceedingly, abundantly, far above all I could ask or think.
I am so excited because the Step Out TV shows are back live on T2I TV. And for those who don't know, Step Out is a series of interviews and motivational segments designed to bring the best out of you and your business. Therefore, we have the following TV programs. Our first TV program, which is our flagship program, dubbed Step Out with Oscar Bimpong, is designed to interview consultants, experts, talented people, and those doing exceptionally well in their communities. The second one is Step Out SME Focus. This is where we interview business owners and showcase their products and services. The third one is Step Out Youth Impact Zone. This is where we interview young people succeeding against all odds to serve as an inspiration to other young people. And the last one is Step Out Authors Corner. And this is where we interview authors to share what their book is about to the world. Join us every week at 7 p.m. GMT. Like T2I TV on Facebook and subscribe to the YouTube channel. To advertise or for further information, do WhatsApp +44 759 1152 983 or +233 55 580 3924 or email info@traintoinspire.com. T2I TV. We engage, educate, enlighten, and empower.
Welcome to another exciting edition of the Step Out Youth Impact Zone. And tonight is where we give young people on the continent of Africa and in diaspora to really share their story, to really use their story to inspire other young people, to talk about pertinent issues that is really affecting the continent and especially young people. The idea is to give young people on the continent the voice. A lot of young people, and Africa has got the most youngest population across the globe, but they are the most neglected. They are the most that are not given platforms for them to share their views, for them to really discuss issues that is affecting their lives. We want to change the narrative by giving young people the voice. That is why T2Y TV UK is being established to really give young people the voice, especially from the continent of Africa and those in diaspora. And tonight is no exception. I've got a powerful young man coming all the way from the Gambia to really come and discuss a pertinent topic that is inspirational. It's a bit about his life journey and how he was able to enter into the corporate market to really also bring change to a lot of young people on the continent. If you are watching us for the first time, my name is Oscar Bimpo. I am an author, transformational speaker, corporate trainer, and a business consultant. And I will be your host for tonight. Now, before I go on to my guest, I want to give some few mentions of our sponsors. The sponsor for this program, one of the sponsors is Train to Inspire Consultancy. Train to Inspire is your business training and consulting firm. It is for all your business training needs. We develop bespoke training programs as well as general training programs for our clients. We work with consultants across the globe to deliver training programs that is really geared towards your needs. Also, this program is sponsored by ALS Global Shipping and Logistics. That is your trusted export and import company based in Accra. ALS say if you are stranded at the port, call them and they will sort you out. Also, ZPay Ghana Limited, your remittance and mobile money company based in Ghana. They just launched their ZPay mobile money USSD code which is star 270 hash. With ZPay, you don't need an agent to register for mobile money. At the comfort of your home on your mobile phone, you can register for mobile money. That is, they are leveraging on technology to bring freedom to you. The last is Wheels for Sure. Wheels for Sure is a company based in the UK. Wheels for Sure say it doesn't matter your credit score, you can walk out of the garage with a car of your choice. If you are a key worker or anybody, they have got good packages for you. Call them and they will sort you out. When you call them, quote T2I 2020 and you will get a very good deal. Now, if you want to speak to any of our sponsors, the numbers are scrolling on the screen. Their contact details are there. Take it and call them. When you call them, tell them you got the number from T2Y TV UK and you are more likely to get a very good deal. Also, if you want to sponsor any of our shows or you want to advertise, you can take the numbers that are scrolling on the screen from the T2Y TV UK or the Train to Inspire consultancy. Also, if you want to support this platform with your resources or any form of support, take the number from T2Y TV UK and just contact us and we are going to really work with you. Also, if you want to partner this platform for any form of event or anything that you think can help the people on the continent of Africa, you are also welcome to do so. Now, let me go straight to business. Why are we here? And that is the question we always ask. And for those that are watching us, Tuesdays, that is the Step Out Youth Impact Zone. It's a program dedicated for young people on the continent of Africa. We want young people to share their stories to inspire other young people. We want young entrepreneurs to come on the show, to come and talk about their business to inspire other young people. The reason being that a lot of young people have given up on the continent. They believe that the leaders have really neglected them. And because of that, many have given up. Now we believe that these young people sharing their story will be a source of inspiration for other young people. And tonight I have one of those young people on the hot seat. And this person I have known for some time and is an inspiration to myself and other young people. And who is this person that I'm talking about? He is a youth leader and co-founder of the NGO, The Legacy. He is in the person of Muhammed Lamin Dibba. Please welcome to Step Out Youth Impact Zone, and you are live on T2I TV UK.
Thank you very much, Mr. Oscar. It is indeed a great pleasure to be in this very exciting and influential platform. Thank you so much for having me. I'm grateful. I appreciate this.
I'm also grateful for really taking time out of your busy schedule to come on the show to inspire other young people. And we believe that we will have a very great discussion. I always believe in you. And our topic for discussion is the journey to becoming a graduate and youth employment in Africa. And I believe this is an interesting topic, isn't it?
Indeed, so exciting, very interesting. And I'll be happy to share my stories and struggles with the rest of my comrades.
Exactly. Now, let's go straight to business. Tell me about growing up. How was life like?
Thank you very much, Oscar. Once again, I'm so pleased to be here. You have demonstrated a sense of patriotism. You serve as a guiding light to most of us, the young ones growing. You're one of the true renaissance of the new type of African citizens that Kwame Nkrumah was talking about. As a child growing up, I mean, it's a mixed feeling. It's exciting at some point. It's not exciting at the other point. Because I was born in Farafenye, so I came to the urban areas at a very early age of my life, precisely when I was at age 1. So I live with both my parents, But in those days, my parents were not even in the middle class. They were in the poor. They were in the poor class. They were in the low income earner, lowest income earners in this country. But however, they managed to send me to school. They gave me an opportunity that they could never have. So growing up as a child, I've never experienced of going to farm, though, but I've seen first-hand poverty. Because I'm growing up as a child, age 5, 6. I live in days where I don't have food to eat with both my parents. You know, I remember my mother used to be a teacher in a nursery school and a primary school as well. So when my father was unemployed, so my mother automatically became the breadwinner. So it was very difficult going to work, take care of the household at the same time, supporting your kids and your husband. So, but I was fortunate, by the way, I mean, they were able to take good care of me. However, I remember in those days I used to go to Farato for holidays, to my mother's elder sister's house. And anytime I get to that place, I find comfort and solace.
Mm.
Those are times that I eat good food, sleep in a very beautiful shelter. Because she was a woman who loves me so much and usually called me my firstborn, even though her firstborn is basically older than me.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the opportunity of playing with my cousins. They have livestock, like goats precisely. So every evening we go to rear those livestock in Farato. So that was exciting moments for me, especially during weekends and then during school holidays. So I really enjoyed those moments growing up as a child. So I mean, my father was actually a very poor guy. I can tell you this for free. But as a child growing, I mean, things started changing bit by bit. In fact, my father started attaining most of his goals. I mean, in 2013 upwards, when I'm already a grown up.
Mm.
We used to be renting all our lives. It's just few years, 2014, 2015, when my father was fortunate to build a house, and then we decided to move in. But life was really, really difficult. It wasn't easy.
Wow. So did you ever thought you ever get to this stage?
I'm a guy who always believe in myself, and I'm a guy who always have faith because I believe that so long as life exists, there is always a hope. So long as I live, there is more to achieve because I have learned from the stories of our beloved prophet who grew up as an orphan rather, with barely no parents. You know, I took, when I look around, I see other children that I'm better off. When I listen to inspirational speakers, when I listen to motivational scholars, I still hope that I am going to attain my desired goal one day. And I believe that one day I'm going to narrate my story to the younger generation, and that will serve as an inspiration to tell them that no matter your circumstances, no matter your condition, you don't have to mind the degree of your misfortune. You don't need to lose hope or submit yourself to frustration. You have to keep moving. You have to believe in yourself.
Wow. Do you have a phone that is open up because it's giving an echo?
A phone.
Yeah, do you have any phone because something is also giving an echo, like apart from your laptop? Do you have anything? Are you
No, not really.
do you have any other page open on your this thing apart from what we are using?
No, not really, not really.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Okay, let's continue. Now talk to me about your educational journey.
Thank you very much, Mr. Oscar. I started nursery school at Nyako Nursery School in Bundung.
Mm,
Actually, that's where I spent half of my life.
mm,
From Nyako Nursery School, I transit to Larikunda Sabi Lower and Upper Basic School, where I sit my Gabesi exams. Then I transit to high school, Masru Senior Secondary School, where I did my WAEC examination.
mm,
Then from Masru Senior Secondary School, I get enrollment in the Gambia College to study social studies and general science in the HTC program, that is the highest teachers program. So in 2015, whilst I was in my second year at the college, I always have a passion to study peace and conflict. But I realized that it is not offered in the Gambia College, neither at the University of the Gambia. So I decided to make inquiries. I found out that the Management Development Institute in MDI is offering diploma in peace and conflict studies. So I decided to apply. I applied, I was enrolled, and then I started going to school, attending classes. So in 2015 December, I completed my diploma in peace and conflict studies, and in 2016 September, I completed my highest teacher certificate. Upon having the diploma and the certificate respectively, I then transit to the University of the Gambia to study BA in political science. And today I'm proud to say that I hold a degree in political science with focus or interest on involuntary immobility, migration in general, parliamentary democracy, and local governance rather.
So why did you want to study peace and conflict? What was your source of motivation?
Yes, I desire to study that because at the time we have been seeing mass popular uprisings in the troubled regions of Darfur, and within the sub-region. So I felt the need that I need to be equipped as a young person with the necessary skills and knowledge, to be able to contribute my quota in promoting sustainable peace in the African region, especially within the sub-Saharan Africa. Because I believe that violence is a very poor substitute for intelligence. So therefore, the only way we can restore peace and development is through dialogue. So prompted by this, I desire to study peace and conflict. And at the time I was studying it, in fact, all my classmates in 2015 were either police officers or military officers. I was the only civilian and the youngest in the class at the time. So that was really encouraging for me. At some point, I also wanted to join the security forces, but giving it a second thought that look, I could still go back to the teaching field upon graduating from the college the subsequent year and inculcate the sense of peace, tranquility, justice, and harmony among young people or among the students I will teach. So I decided not to join the force instead, but to accomplish my college journey and then eventually started teaching. So I was fortunate to teach, civics government. We in those days guys call it civics. So I was fortunate to teach government. So whilst teaching, I always try to talk about, what can bring peace together, what can consolidate peace, and then my favorite topic was democracy and rule of law, you know. So these were moments that I love sharing. And I was also fortunate to work with the National Federation for Gambia UNESCO Clubs and Centers. At the time I was teaching. So basically, I was basically responsible for building human and institutional capacities of the Federation. So with my background in peace and conflict studies, basically I was able to spread the gospel of peace across the length and breadth of this country, beyond the classroom.
Wow. I think this is quite interesting. And I'm getting an echo, but I don't know. I think this is quite interesting, but it means that your mandate is to really bring peace.
Yes.
And your aim is to target young people.
To
really let them understand what peace is all about.
Exactly.
What are some of your achievements in terms of this this journey that you have taken in terms of this peace campaign?
Thank you very much. One, aside from having my own organization that I co-founded, but I'll elucidate more on my activity with the National Federation for Gambia UNESCO Clubs and Centers, where young people across the regions come together, voted me into office to serve in that capacity, knowing my background as a young scholar for peace. Basically, I can tell you this, I trained more than 500 young people in the different communities across the regions in the Gambia on how to promote peace and how to promote social relationships without resorting to violence, and how we can settle our differences without violence. And also knowing that, okay, peace is not only limited to war, the absence of violence too, because there are other structural, other structural problems that affects young people in the communities, which includes unemployment, women, which includes the FGMC, So prompted by this, I decided to co-lead the Shocker Against FGMC in partnership with Safe Hands for Girls through the National Federation. So that was an advocacy tool I use using those who are soccer lovers, those who love sports, bring them together, sensitize them on how we can end FGMC, and how we can promote peace within ourselves, and how we can integrate as a community, and why we should not be divided tribally, why we should not be divided because of political differences. So you tend to see that Gambia is also kind of divided because of political sentiments. So you'll understand that a lot of people argue unnecessarily. So one thing I try to instill in the minds of young people, all of us are heading for the same destination. That is to make sure that Gambia move forward. So if you are to argue, argue constructively, debate without resorting to violence, debate on issues rather than personalities, rather than other issues that will resort to violence, and eventually, it might lead to catastrophic tendencies. So I try in as much as possible to preach the culture of peace in everywhere, in every platform where I find myself, especially in my capacity then as the program officer for information and communication at the Federation.
What are some of the challenges that you face in your education journey?
Yes, in my education journey, school fee have never been my problem, to be honest with you. Um, Growing up in the academic realm, my father have very, very good friends from the Kingdom of Netherlands, who knew me since I was young. So they believe that I'm a smart guy, and then they lost no time in helping me attaining my educational goals. So school fees, school lunch, and then books have never been my problem, to be honest. So the only challenge I may face, that would be a personal challenge, that is not being able to pass mathematics. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you believe that education has really shaped your life?
Oscar, education have really made me who I am today, because it's a virtue that I am proud of today. I mean, looking at my journey, Oscar, at age 22, I became the youngest program officer for UNESCO Federation across the sub-region in Africa, in West Africa. At age 23, I formed a youth-led NGO called the Legacy Gambia that works with young people in enhancing their development and help them to succeed in their respective dreams and works of life. And this happened when I was at the Gambia College. And at least I'm proud to say I'm part of the first batch of Gambian parliamentary researchers. I served the National Assembly for 9 consecutive months before moving to an engagement with the International Organization for Migration. However, I also served as a consultant, a job consultant, a marketing manager and a job consultant at the Department of Labor for Jobs Consulting Gambia, Norway, to resuscitate the Public Employment Service Unit, even prior to my graduation from the university. So education have really made me who I am today. So I'm so excited that I am learned, and then I'm also willing to share what I have learned with the communities of young people in the Gambia and beyond.
Do you really think that um, young people that don't have the opportunity to be educated, right?
Yes.
What do you think needs to be done to get more people to get into education, especially on the continent of Africa, where a lot of young people are dropped out or they don't even get the opportunity to have education?
You see, we have both formal education, that is the conventional education, going through the normal classroom education, which I have went through. And then we have, vocational and training education. So, and then these are very, very important for young people. And I think young people first need to find out what they really want, who you really want to be, and stay there, and you pursue your dream. But in as much as the government have a role to play, individual young people also have a role to play in defining what exactly do they want to be. Example, when I was young, I've always upped to be a public servant. That's all I have wanted to be all my life. And that is the part I have discovered. And that is where I find myself. So first, young people need to discover themselves, know who you are, what you want, and pursue your dreams. So it is also the responsibility of the government to create the enabling environment for young people to triumph, to succeed in their endeavor. So those who are financially constrained to attend both education, I encourage them. They still have a potential. They still have the skills to grow. Life is still ahead. Let them consult with individuals who are successful, different individuals who are successful in different areas. Let them consult with them. Let them discuss with them. Perhaps they will be able to mentor, guide, coach, and instruct them to be able to find something meaningful to do in their lives. So I believe that's what young people need to do. Because not acquiring education is not an excuse. Everybody must acquire education, either technical and vocational education or through the formal conventional education. But then, even you are financially constrained, you still have the opportunity to do so. Meet individuals you can talk to, people who can guide, coach, mentor, and guide you, instruct you, so that at least you'll be able to find a way out of that bracket.
Because it's not everybody that gets that opportunity, isn't it? And you made mention of vocational education, right?
Yes.
And vocational and technical. So if like somebody is not able to go into the formal education, they must somehow fit into the vocational and technical education. The
Yes.
point is that do we even have them available?
Do we what?
Do we have them available?
Um, they are available because you see, we cannot exhaust all avenues at some point. That's the hard fact. If you really know that you cannot go, you don't have an opportunity at all to either be instituted in a vocational institution or in a formal or conventional, there are still local institutions like carpentry workshops. There are carpentry workshops, there are libraries, there are different avenues, there are office spaces, corners that you can engage yourself before you'll be able to have the opportunity to go back to school. So you could also have access to the internet. If you may have access to the internet, you could also be searching, doing some free online courses. Right now, I have a lot of links that I can share with young people who are not privileged to go to school, that they who are not privileged or who do not have the opportunity, or are financially constrained. I can share them the links. They can Google into those links and then learn, acquire as much online certificates they wish. Perhaps one day that could help them, because a certificate is never small. Where that might help you don't know.
Now let's move on to the job market, right?
Yes.
How difficult it is for a young person to get a job after university, for example?
You see, Oscar, unemployment is a structural program. It's a structural problem in Africa. It has become a policy concern for all the countries in the world, in Africa, in sub-Saharan Africa, the Gambia in particular. So you will see that, there is a demographic dividend gap, that most of the young people today are employable. Most of the young people today are employable than ever before in history, but they are affected, or they are disproportionately affected by the unemployment gap, by the inactivity. So statistics from the World Bank Group will tell you over 50% of young people are more likely not to be employed than the adults because of lack of opportunities. Sometimes the idleness of young people might deter them from acquiring jobs. You understand? So if you look at it in the Gambian context, we have about 65% of our population that are young people. And the population of the Gambia is growing at 2.8% annually. So you will see there is a big gap between employment and unemployment rate even in the Gambia. Because out of 65%, 41.5% are unemployed, according to the Gambia Labor Force in 2018. So one of the reasons why there is youth unemployment in the Gambia is because of economic crisis. The there is economic crisis in most of the African countries. To some extent, there is recession. So as a result, young people could not fit into the job market. You also look at skills mismatching. Sometimes what young people learn in school doesn't correspond with the available jobs in the labor market. So you also see that there is no effective institutional and vocational trainings, even though there is perhaps, but then they are bogus, they are colonial. You understand? They are outdated. It does not correspond with the current realities in the 21st century. So as a result, young people find it very difficult to adapt to that standard and acquire jobs. So this is very, very, very difficult. It has become a very, very big problem. So as a child growing up, or as a graduate, I never have a challenge of securing a job, to be honest, because from the Gambia College, it was an automatic employment from the government. So when I felt that I served about 3 years in the civil service as a teacher, I saw an opportunity at the National Assembly. I transit. Whilst there, I saw an opportunity elsewhere. I transit. So I don't have that difficulties of facing employment issues, but I know there are people who does it because there are skills mismatches. There are there are technical and vocational, educational problems, and there are also economic crises in most of the African countries. So all this combination of factors, and also you see you have corruption of political leaders because the bureaucracy there is not taking it's not taking young people seriously. They are taking us for a ride. I'll give you an example. In the mid 1990s, there was a euphoria among young people because there is a change of government because we believe that the First Republic did not give young people the much. In fact, they were not given the opportunities to be part of the system of administration. But however, from 94 to 2015 to 16, the aspirations of young people shattered. So we only have gray hairs in the bureaucracy, in the political spectrum, in the civil service, who in fact are refusing to retire. They are not giving young people the opportunity to come and exhibit their potentials. So you come to 2016 when we have a change of government, the same euphoria. We believe that youth unemployment rate will decrease in the Gambia, but instead it is increasing. Today, young people are disgruntled because they don't have much things to do. You also look at our universities. We are not encouraging students to involve in community services and internships. What I expect from universities, especially in Africa, the Gambia in particular, to partner with serious government institutions, international organizations, domestic international organizations in the country, so that at least students will be sent to internship. At the end of the day, they will write report, at least so that the skill sets different labor forces, different institutions are looking for, based on the areas of studies of the students, they'll be able to have that the secret skills and knowledge. By the time of their graduations, they will be able to be active in the labor force. But that is not happening. So, in fact, the worst thing is students graduate even with BSc. They don't have, they don't even know what they want to be. They don't know what they want to do. They don't know what kind of job they want, because they are not involved in a rigorous research. Imagine you graduate from a university without writing a project, a thesis, or a dissertation. That is catastrophic. So, I know of only myself who is graduating in our batch, who is currently writing a thesis. In fact, I am done, just waiting for my supervisor to get me a feedback. It was challenging, but I have to take the task, so that at least I can enhance my knowledge and skills so that I can be productive to serving my community, to serving my country. But again, the enabling environment need to come from the university, need to come from the bureaucracy, the so-called bureaucracy. Otherwise, there will be high rate of unemployment, and that might lead to a lot of negative consequences.
Do you have the young people have got a role in really changing the narrative of unemployment?
There are some young people who are doing extremely well. There are young people who are doing extremely well. I have a friend, in fact, he was a classmate in a high school who studied in Indonesia and Turkey respectively. He's got master's degree in international business administration. Decided to came back, set up his own, private entity, his own business called Jimbo. Today he's employing, scores of young people, from driving to cleaners, everybody in that office, they're all young people, empowering them. He's partnering with key institutions like the Jar Oil Company. trying to create vacancies for more young people and squash off the older generation who are in their 60s and 70s and force them to retire. You know, we have a lot of young people doing amazing jobs, a lot of young people doing amazing jobs for this country. But there are also a lot of young people who are, unemployed. Like I said, out of 65%, 41% are unemployed. So that is a big problem. That is a very big problem.
Now, Africa as a whole is full of challenges, right? Africa also has got a vibrant young people across all the continent, but they are the most neglected, right? What do you
Yes.
think the young people themselves should do? Because if the young people of Africa are highly populated, it means that they've got a voice. And that voice they have, they can use it to change government. They can use it to really get the right people to lead us on the continent in every country. Do you think do you think young people are maximizing their potential when it comes to this?
You see, Plato once claimed that if you refuse to participate in politics, you will be governed by your inferior. So, what young people need to do is to participate in politics, not only as conventional voters, but also contest for positions and change the narratives. So, we are seeing the trend is changing bit by bit. I'll give you a little bit of history. When Kwame Nkrumah was coming to power, he was just 41 years old. In fact, this was the guy who sit in cheap cafes and discuss politics and barely have money to buy bread and coffee. But because his people were neglected, he started CPP, the conventional people parties. Talk to the most neglected people, the veranda boys, the teachers who are not paid, and so on and so forth. And that's how he was able to lead Ghana to independence. You look at Gamal Abdel Nasser. When he felt that King Farouk was a stooge to the British, that young people are neglected. He came, he overthrown King Farouk, changed the system from a monarch into a republic at age 34. You look at Sadauda Kairaba Jawara when he was coming to power. He was at age 41. So I'm seeing rising stars in the Gambia, in the likes of Omar Diba, who are really participating in politics. Kemo Bojang, these are young people participating in politics in the Gambia. And then they are changing narratives. Kemo is a youth councillor, and Omar is a youth wing spokesperson in the Gambia. And these are people who are willing to contest next elections. These are people who are willing to change narratives. And I'm sure other African countries are also leading that crusade. So young people need to intervene in politics. We need to learn from our forefathers. I'm also excited to see young people like Dr. Ismail Assise, participating in politics, taking the lead, wanting to change. So these are all examples that, Africa might change, the trend might change, because it takes a generation to sacrifice for another generation. So these young people are really willing to sacrifice their life, their energy, and everything they have to make sure that they change the status quo. So some of us who want to be in the bureaucracy, perhaps not be into conventional politics, perhaps, I'm not sure, but we'll want to be, in the technocratic side to support these people, to make sure that they achieve what they want.
You made mention of Kwame Nkrumah starting being in politics at the age of 41. You made mention of a few of them, and their ages were very young, age like 34 years and all that. Now, the kind of presidents we have in Africa are either 70 plus, 80 plus, some even in their 90s, right? Why did we go wrong? And do you think, as you are saying, we can still change the narrative for young people to really take charge?
Yeah, Oscar, you see, politics is like soccer. It's like football. It's for the young people. So, and young people constitute half of Africa's population. So any old folks that are elected into office know that young people have a stake. So we have to take our destinies into our own hands, because these old folks have been there from independence up to date. They cannot do any change. They have not changed anything. So why must we trust them with our state of affairs. We must be willing to take the bull by the horn, vote and remove them from office, but equally we must be willing to participate. We must be willing to contest for elections. Africa needs new presidents, new leaders with new energies, with new hopes, with new aspirations to transform our visions into reality, to transform Africa into an oasis of justice. You see, I'll tell you one thing. If you look at China in the 1960s and Nigeria, China was a hopeless case. How was China able to transform? And today is one of the biggest economies in the world. You look at you look at Singapore compared to Gambia in 1965. Gambia have more prospects than Singapore. We have the land, we have the sea, we have the air, we have the land, we have the sea. We have the sun. But why is Singapore more triumphant than the Gambia? What have we done wrong? Where have we gone wrong, Oscar? So these are some of the things we need to think about. In fact, Rwanda is trying. Botswana was a multi-party democracy alongside with the Gambia. In fact, they have similar or the same prospects. But Botswana was able to succeed. Botswana is trying today. It's an emerging developing country. So Rwanda is seen as a model for Africa. You look at Rwanda in 1994 compared to most of the African countries, including the Gambia. It was a hopeless case. A lot of people died. A lot of people fled the country. But how were they able to do it? So most of the African countries, we have examples in our own continent. We can look for Botswana. We can look for Rwanda. We can look at China. We can look at Singapore. We can look for Japan. These were countries that we have. Even in the 80s, Poland was poor. Poland was poor in the 80s. But how were they able to do it? How were they able to transform? Look at Turkey. These were countries that were not better than most of the African countries. So it's now time for us to take the leadership and change the status quo. I want to see young Africans discussing about policies challenging the Bretton Woods institutions and the United Nations in conferences. Not everything that they spit at us we have to accept. We have to debate and look at our interests. For example, in the Gambia is not a poor country. We are rich. We have the resources. Our marine resources alone are enough for that to make us where we want to be. Not only our marine resources, but you also have our land. The Gambia is a very fertile land. Anything you grow in this country will grow. We have the River Gambia across the board. So it's really sad that we are not moving. Our leaders are failing us. Gambia is just from a dictatorship a few years ago. We decided to change the status quo. We believe that when we ushered into a new democracy, there will be reforms, there will be changes. We entered into a transition, and now the transition is aborted. Even a single constitution, the president, the transition he started,
We have some challenges. All right, we're having some challenges, so we will come back very soon. Let's go for a quick commercial break.
I believe that you are able to do exceedingly abundantly, far above all I could ask or think. Believe, yes, I believe. You say,
I believe that you are able to do exceedingly abundantly, far above all I could ask or think.
I am so excited because the Step Out TV shows are back live on T2I TV. And for those who don't know, Step Out is a series of interviews and motivational segments designed to bring the best out of you and your business. Therefore, we have the following TV programs. Our first TV program, which is our flagship program, dubbed Step Out with Oscar Bimpong, is designed to interview consultants, experts, talented people, and those doing exceptionally well in their communities. The second one is Step Out SME Focus. This is where we interview business owners and showcase their products and services. The third one is Step Out Youth Impact Zone. This is where we interview young people succeeding against all odds to serve as an inspiration to other young people. And the last one is Step Out Authors Corner. And this is where we interview authors to share what their book is about to the world. Join us every week at 7 p.m. GMT. Like T2I TV on Facebook and subscribe to the YouTube channel. To advertise or for further information, do WhatsApp +44 759 1152 983 or +233 55 580 3924 or email info@traintoinspire.com. T2I TV. We engage, educate, enlighten, and empower.
Yeah, welcome back. And it's been wonderful having Mr. Dibba on the Step Out Youth Impact Zone. And trust me, I'm really enjoying the discussion. If you are watching me for the first time, we want to encourage you to like our page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. What we do is that these are the kind of discussions that we bring to you every Tuesday, every Thursday, and every Saturday. I always tell people that the continent of Africa is flooded with entertainment, politics, and sports to the detriment of discussions that are meant to gear us towards success and for us to achieve our goals in life and as a continent as a whole. This is what this platform is all about. This platform is designed to really create an enabling environment for us to change the narrative that is really affecting our continent. And if you really want to achieve your goals as a person, you really want to succeed in life, this is the platform that you need. We want to encourage you to share this discussion to somebody, drop it on the WhatsApp platform, drop it on the Facebook page, a Facebook group, tag somebody, let them have the opportunity to listen to this discussion, because you might never know whose life that you are changing, because some of these discussions are very inspirational and they can help you to succeed. Now, let me bring back our guest for tonight, and that is Muhammed Lamin Dibba. And he's here talking to us about the journey to becoming a graduate and youth employment in Africa. We just had a bit of technical hitch, but he's now back on the hot seat. So please welcome back, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Oscar. Thank you.
Yes. Now let us wrap up, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you think the young people are ready to lead the continent?
We are more than willing to lead. More than willing to lead the continent. I have scores of young people. I know a lot of young people as we speak who are prepared to take leadership positions in the government, that is from the executive and in the legislature. And I'm quite sure even in the judiciary. So I know that young people are more than willing, and young people are doing well in their communities. We have a lot of civil society organizations creating a lot of awarenesses on scores of issues from environment. In fact, I forget to mention is one of my favorite young scholar in this country lately is an environmentalist, Mr. Omar Malmusambu. Very passionate, very dedicated, and so much committed to what he does. And as a lecturer at the university at his age, in his mid 20s, at the same time in the advocacy, creating environmental, awareness and so on and so forth is really amazing. It's loudly commendable. So, I mean, I'll tell young people leadership is not only about occupying the office space or being only in the bureaucracy, but it's also about giving services that you can offer to your community. It's very important. So we must have to take the lead to serve our community in our various capacities. And this is really, really, really important for me.
Yes, I've got some few comments here, and one of them is coming from Lamin Kamara. He says, "Welcome back. Thank you very much." Then
That's my father.
That's
my
your
father-in-law.
Oh,
My father-in-law.
Wow, wow, wow. Thanks for watching us.
I appreciated his support. In fact, I'll tell you one thing. I mean, he's very passionate about Gambia's politics. I mean, he's one of the leading, voices that stand tall in Gambian politics in the diaspora.
Wow.
So anytime we spoke, that is his message: serve your community, serve your country. And I think that is really important for young people. So, I mean, having people like him in our lives, these are the people that keeps us going. So there is no way that I can afford to fail. There's no way that I cannot afford to serve my people, because those who are behind me are really strong, are really powerful, and are really contributing towards national development. So on my part, I have no excuse.
Wow. Wow. Thank you very much, Lamin, for such encouragement. Also, Omar Kamara says, "You have always break barriers, bro. I'm inspired, motivated, and proud of you." Then also, Lamin says, "Keep it up."
Umar Kamara is also was a parliamentary researcher, but also working for Center for Policy and Research and Development. I mean, he's been a great friend from the Gambia College up to the university. We virtually do everything. I'm sure after the interview, he'll come here and bring me some Malta for sure.
All right, all right. That is good. That is good. Then we have also got Standard. The boy says, "Keep it up, Comrade Dibba." Aminata Jate says, "Congratulations, Dibba. I'm just connecting. So proud of your competencies." Then Sam Conte says, "I'm proud of you." Then Maria Makamara Dibba says, "Inspiration."
That's my wife. That's my wife.
Oh, that's your wife. Oh, then it
yes.
That is our wife, yeah, in African settings, right? Thank you very much for supporting.
And Aminata Jete and Sana. Aminata Jete have been a great comrade and a great friend. In the university days, I tease her as my wife too. Aminata Jete have been a great friend. A great encouragement. In fact, she's graduated with one of the best results from the university. Sana is a senior comrade from high school to the university. And Sam Young is like a blood brother. Like we're always together.
Okay,
Sam is my favorite brother.
Because of time, we need to just get the comments done, then we'll move on. Yeah, we are proud of you. That is a London, and Marie Conte says we are not getting any echo. That is good to hear. Then we have
got my wife too. Marie Conte is my brother's wife, so
yes,
a great supporter and a friend.
Let me finish the comments, please, because of time. Right? We don't have much time. Then Sunny Sabali says, "Keep it out. I'm proud of you." Then Lami Kamara says, "I'm proud of you, Diva." Then Bax Fofana says, "Interesting." Then Marie Conte says, "Powerful indeed." Yes, I think we've got some few comments there. Then before we go, let me just give a few mentions of our sponsors. This program is sponsored by Train to Inspire Consultancy. That is T2Y TV UK is powered by Train to Inspire Consultants. That's your business training and consulting firm. For all your business training needs, you are more than welcome to contact Train to Inspire Consultancy. And also, we work with schools. For example, especially final year students. We work with them in terms of bridging the gap between academia and the world. And the idea is that we want to really let students that are about to enter into the real world how they can manage, because the school prepares them to be successful in the academia, but it doesn't prepare them for the world. We come in as trained to inspire consultancy to prepare the minds of students so that they can understand, and that is we manage their expectation and showcase the realities of life after school. It's an interesting program. We work with universities and tertiary institutions, especially final year students that are about to enter into the real world. Also, ALS Global Shipping and Logistics, that is your trusted import and export company based in Accra. ALS says if you are stranded at the port, please call them and they will sort you out. Also, ZPay Ghana Limited, your remittance and mobile money company based in Ghana. They just launched their ZPay mobile money USSD code, and that is *270#. Just dial on your phone to register for ZPay mobile money right on your phone. Then Wheels for Sure, your car leasing for every credit. Wheels for Sure says it doesn't matter your credit, you can drive out of the garage with the car of your choice. When you call Wheels for Sure, code T2I 2020 and you are going to get a good deal. If you want to contact any of our sponsors, just take their numbers and their contact details on the screen and contact them. When you contact them, tell them you got the contact from T2Y TV UK and you are more likely to get a very good deal. Now, if you want to sponsor any of our shows and you want to be part of any of our programs in terms of advertising, or you want to support this platform, just take the number for T2I TV UK or Train to Inspire Consultancy, and we are going to talk to you. We always say that a lot of businesses cannot advertise on mainstream media. Come to us. We are very affordable, and we also are going to go with you as a consulting firm to help your business to grow, to help steer your business to the right direction for you to succeed as an organization. Now, Mr. Muhammed Dibba,
Yes, sir.
it's been wonderful having you.
Thank you.
What is your last word to everyone that is watching you?
My last word for young people is to keep working hard and to keep following their dreams. Let them find or discover what their passions are. Without knowing who you are, you will not know what you own. And if you don't know what you own, someone will appropriately take what belongs to you and live in the heaven, whilst you vegetate in a state of abject poverty and neglect of the earth. So discover your true potentials, and endeavor to achieve your goals. And do not be on the fringes of politics and governance. Let's work hard and take the leadership positions and change the narratives.
Thank you very much, and it's been wonderful having you. Thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate your time as well.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you very much.
And also, if you are watching us for the first time, or you always watch us from time to time, we want to say that thank you very much for your time. And also, we would like you to really support this platform by liking our page on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are also on Instagram and Twitter as T2Y TV UK. That will be your token of support. And also share this discussion to friends and family. Let them know that, look, this is the place to be if you really want to learn, and if you really want to be we want to be part of the platform that is changing the narrative on the continent. Before I go, I want to read one more comment by Ishabuba Jata, and he says, that is Dibba Jr. Keep pushing. The sky is the limit. But I want to say, Jata, that the sky is never the limit. But because after the skies, you can still explore. You can still explore and really have a different experience. So we should never put a limitation over ourselves. The sky is the limit, should be the sky is what? Beyond the skies. Because it's always possible. Africa is for us. We can make the difference we want to make. It all depends on us. The young people have got a role, old people have got a role to play. I want to encourage young people to start making the difference that is needed on the continent. We can only change the narrative when we make that step. If Dibba does his part and I do my part, collectively we can really make that big change that we need. Everyone has got a role to play, and the time starts now. And one advice I want to give to every young person that is watching us, that during an election, we should stop taking $100 and $50 from people to vote for them. We should vote for people based on their character and policies. And through that, we will be able to really elect the right leaders that will come and do the right things for the continent to grow. It is about time. We are in the 21st century. We should start changing the narrative. We have got power because we are populated on the continent. And the time is always now. We want to bring change. And we want to encourage every young person that it is time for us to bring that difference that we need. The continent that we want to see, the continent we aspire to see, let us start working on it now. And that is what this platform is all about. To bring the likes of Dibba and the likes of young people that are changing the narrative to come to inspire you. Thanks to everyone that has been watching us, and God richly bless you. And thank you, Dibba, for your time too.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much, and God richly bless everyone. A different experience.
I believe that you are able to do exceedingly abundantly, far above all I could ask or think. Believe, yes, I believe. You say,
I believe that you are able to do exceedingly abundantly, far above all I could ask or think.
I